What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the trucking journey. I'm Trucker Jim, and today we're going to be talking all about how much money does a truck driver make. And well, there's no simple answer to that question. What I've always kind of had floating around in my head, I don't know if I'd picked this up from a truck driving school or saw it on the internet, but I've always said the average income of a truck driver is between $38,000 to $40,000 a year. Now sure, there's plenty that make less than that, and I can assure you there's a lot of us that make a lot more than that. We're going to talk about some of those little differences that make a big difference at the end of the year as far as what your year-to-date income is. But as far as the things that attract a person to become a truck driver, I'd say money is probably at the top of the list, but also freedom. Not having a boss over you all day long. Adventure. Seeing lots of places. I've got a great view of the world out that windshield. And also for some of us at certain points of our life, a little solitude can be attractive. And well, if we do an internet search on how much money does a truck driver make, lots of things come up. Usually you'll see a range somewhere from around $40,000 to up into the 70s or 80s. Now that's as a company driver, which a company driver drives a truck that belongs to a company and is either paid a cents by the mile or a percentage of the load. Personally, I haven't worked on percentage. I've always been a by the mile kind of guy. And with that, hustle is a big factor. But let's break hustle down a little bit so you guys will understand what that means. Hustle is all about work ethic, efficiency, and also clock management. Because all of us truck drivers, especially now with the electronic logs, have the hours of service that we must adhere to. We have to get our day done in 14 hours. We've got 11 hours of drive time. We've got 70 hours a week that we can do all of that in. Which, for people that aren't truck drivers, 70 hours sounds like a long time compared to 40. And well, I guess it is. But all of us truck drivers wish we had a little more than 70 hours. But in today's video, we're not going to be talking about clock management. If you'd like to learn more about that, I've already made a video about it. If you click this here, it'll take you to that video, or I'll have a link in the description to it. But what we're going to talk about today, people, is getting paid. And as a truck driver, there's a lot of different choices of what you can do. A lot of different companies you can go to. A lot of whether it's drive-in like what I do. There's also flatbed. There's reefer. There's specialized. There's heavy haul. There's local delivery. Restaurant delivery. There's a lot of different choices. What we all have in common is we have a commercial driver's license and we drive a vehicle that has a gross weight over 26,000 pounds. Now, I haven't done all of those that you mentioned. I haven't been a local driver. But the two things you really got to ask yourself is what's most important to you is how much income do you want to make and how much home time do you need. Local drivers get home every day. OTR guys, who knows? When I first started, I have been out on the road as long as 8 weeks at a time. Couple of years into my truck driving career, I was hired by, I guess what you'd call a medium-sized company called G&P Trucking, which is where I'm still at today. And that's what I'm going to talk with you about, which I felt G&P had a very good mix, a good harmony to it of good income and good home time. Now, a lot of companies have dedicated accounts. We're not going to talk about those today because they can vary greatly, whether it's like Walmart deliveries, Target deliveries, these dollar stores. There's a lot of different dedicated accounts which are really running the same lanes or the same route on a regular basis. Driver pay really varies. We saw, the income from 38 up into the $80,000. That's a pretty wide range. As you gain more experience, your cents per mile or percentage will go up, but mostly what will go up is your efficiency and your skill level. So in the rest of this video, what I'm gonna do, guys, is share with you my income that I'm at this point in the year. First, what we're gonna look at is an earning statement, which will show the trips for the week that I just finished, and then we're gonna take a look at my paycheck stub. Now, in truck driving, there's something that's called per diem. Different companies handle this differently, but what this is an incentive for when you spend time away from your home, spending the night in the truck. There's some tax advantages to that. So with certain companies, the one I'm with included, there's some tax-free income as a portion of part of each and every paycheck. We're going to take a look at that. All right, first let's take a look at an earnings statement. You'll see in the top left-hand corner the date of July 26th of this year. That's on a Thursday. That's when I was emailed this, but it was for the previous week's pay. Now, there's a lot of information on there, but it's pretty simple, guys. Let's skip over the mileage bonus part there. I'll come back to that. But then you'll see a list of the trips that I had. One from Louisville to Anderson, then Sandy Springs to Beaumont, Beaumont to Laredo, and then Laredo to Greer. That's all it was. Right below that last trip, you'll see the number 18. What that was my empty miles for the week. Not too bad. And then 2,886 loaded miles, so the combination of that was 2,904. That was my paid miles for the week. Well, that pays $1,277. And then here at G&P, we have a performance bonus. At Regional, it starts at 2,000 miles. At Texas Fleet, it starts at 2,500 miles, where you start earning additional cents per mile. But instead of increasing the actual cents of the mile, it's tallied up, and that's what the mileage bonus was. Mine was $116.16 for the week, so what that put it at as a gross pay of $1,446.42. But all the numbers that start 417 over to the left-hand side, those are the actual trip numbers. I use a trip logbook. Each and every trip I write this down, so when I get this sheet, I can verify and make sure everything's correct with my pay. And I suggest doing that as well. This is my trip book. Any old notebook will really do. That's totally your preference. But in here, I just write the basic information, the date and the trip number. I'll write the pickup city and delivery city, empty miles, loaded miles, that sort of thing. So I can reference it with that earning statement when I get that once a week. Also, detention pay. I didn't mention that, but we get detention pay after waiting 1 hour for a live load. That's what the $52 that was on there was. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to keep up with that on your trip book as well. So once a week when you get that email, I'll scroll down, I'll check and see what the miles were. I'll check and see what my pay was. I've got an idea in my head what I'm expecting it to be because I'm able to keep up with it as the week goes on. If something doesn't seem right, well, I check with my book and find out where the problem was. A few weeks ago, my pay was about $35 less than I was expecting it to be, which happened to be the week that I had switched to the Texas fleet. What the problem was is my cents per mile had been changed in the system for my previous week of running regional, which is about a 3 cent a mile difference. I was able to call payroll and tell them the problem. The way I figured that up is I took the miles for each trip, which is on the sheet, and divided that by the total pay, and that gave me what the cents per mile was. I recognized what the problem was, called payroll, got it fixed. Keep up with your stuff, people. It's your money. If you're not willing to keep up with it, do you really expect anybody else to stay on top of it? Most of the time, with my company anyway, everything, is smooth, but sometimes things happen. Keep a trip book so you can stay on top of it. So you click play on this video to find out how much money does a truck driver make. Well, I'm going to go over how much money this truck driver makes. Now, this is my most recent paycheck stub. If you look up at the top, this was for period ending July 22nd of this year. Now, this was a little confusing for me the first time I looked at this, but I've got it figured out. And here's the way it works, guys. There's current pay period and there's year-to-date numbers on it. If we look at the gross pay, it's $1,128.71. And I know what you guys are saying. Wait a minute, Jim. I thought it was a little over $1,400 your gross pay for the week. Well, the reason that is because of the per diem. Now, this $1,128, that's what I'm going to be taxed on for this week, and also that's what's going to be showing on my W-2. If we look over to the right for this pay period, there's a $204 and $148. It shows it as it per diem and per diem hotel. Well, that's $352 I'm getting paid. I'm not paying taxes on. Now, my year-to-date gross pay is only $36,054, but there's over $5,600 and over $3,400 of tax-free income I have received but not paying taxes on. So what my true gross income is at this point in the year is a little over $45,000. So for those of you that's been telling me to show you the money, well, I showed you the money. We're a little over the halfway point of this year. Now, however, I have taken 2.5 full weeks off, and during the time I was running regional, I did my reset at home each and every week. So my weeks were 5.5, 6-day weeks, taking time off each and every week. So my goal that I'd set for the year of grossing $80,000, well, I'm on track for that. But all the income that you saw, I was a solo driver. There was a few weeks where I was training a few drivers. There are videos of those training experiences. If you're not subscribed yet, you'll want to subscribe to this channel. You're missing out if you don't. There's a lot of great content that's already in the library, and the best is yet to come. Solo and then some training is what's been happening so far, but in about 2 weeks, I handpicked from over 5,000 subscribers, and I'm getting ready to start team driving, because teams make more money than solos. So you're going to be able to see some of the experience. You're going to meet my new partner. I'll talk more about him as time grows closer. But for those of you that G&P, you want to find out more information, here's a website, gptruck.com. Here's the phone number where you can call the recruiters. I'll have both of those in the description. I know it went away kind of quick, but Jeff and Susie are the main recruiters at G&P. We do have a new guy named Brandon, but Jeff and Susie, they've been around for years. They can answer all your questions. We do have a bit of a limited hiring area. I guess that's the biggest drawback. If you live in California and Wyoming or something, sorry, it's not going to work out. But if you're in the Southeast, it may work out. If you don't mind, when you do your application, you do that just by clicking the apply now at the gptruck.com website. It's going to ask how you heard about them, whether it's a newspaper or Facebook or whatever. If you wouldn't mind dropping it down to driver referral, writing my name in there, Jim Davis or Trucker Jim, I appreciate it. For everyone that does use me as a referral, I really try to make our paths cross so I can treat you to a meal or make you a cup of keto coffee or hang out a little bit. If you would like to know more information of trucking in general, there is a Zello channel called Trucking Journey, out of all things. I'm on there most days, but there's a lot of awesome, funny, knowledgeable drivers on there. If I'm not on, they can probably help you out. But everyone, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch this video. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up. That kind of stuff helps the channel out. And until next time, be safe out there and keep on trucking. But this video is over.
Keep on, keep on, keep on. Everybody going through a little something, something. Sing a little song with a guitar strumming.